A warm welcome to all of you. Today we are going to continue chapter 2 of science, components of food. In our previous class I told you about various components of food: carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, minerals, water and roughage. I told you about carbohydrates and different sources of carbohydrates. Now today we will discuss proteins. Students, about 1/5 of our body is made up of proteins. Proteins are complex organic compounds made of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and sulfur. They help in the body growth, tissue repair, digestion, etc. Proteins make new cells, replace old and damaged cells. About 1/5 part of our body, it is made of proteins. And proteins are complex organic compounds. These are complex organic compounds which are made up of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen and sulfur. Okay. Proteins are very useful. They help in the growth of the body. They help in the tissue repair. They help in digestion also. And they are helpful in making new cells, producing new cells and replacing the old and the damaged cells. Means if we get some wound, then after some time it heals. It is due to proteins. Proteins are the most essential for growing children, old and sick people. Hence proteins are known as bodybuilding foods. In addition to carbohydrate, proteins also give energy only in the absence of carbohydrates and fats. So it is also known as tertiary source of energy. We get proteins from the animals as well as from the plants. Again, proteins are very important for growing children, for old people, for sick people. Sick means those who are not feeling well. Proteins are known as bodybuilding foods because they help in growth of the body. In addition to carbohydrate, protein also give us energy, but only in the absence of carbohydrates and fats. These are known as tertiary source of energy. Okay, and we get proteins from both animals as well as from plants. Now, sources of proteins. Sources of proteins: animal sources, meat, egg, fish, milk, cheese, etc. And plant sources: peanuts, soya bean, peas, barley, wheat, corn, pulses, dry fruits, etc. Okay, these are plant sources of proteins. Now, activity 2.2. In this activity, we are going to test the protein. Requirements are small quantity of food item such as egg white, test tubes, water, copper sulfate solution, caustic soda solution. These are the requirements. So, to test the presence of protein in a food item, we need a food item, some test tubes, water, copper sulfate solution and caustic soda solution. Now procedure: prepare copper sulfate solution by dissolving 2 grams of copper sulfate in 100 ml of water. Take a test tube and put 2 grams of copper sulfate in it. Now add 100 ml of water to the test tube. In this way you can prepare copper sulfate solution. Now in another test tube, prepare caustic soda solution by dissolving 10 grams of caustic soda in 100 ml of water. Okay, you have to add 10 grams of caustic soda in 100 ml of water. Now, take a small quantity of food item to be tested for the presence of protein. Put it in a test tube and add 10 drops of water to it. Shake it well. Now what you have to do? You have to take the egg white. Take the egg white in a test tube and you have to add 10 drops of water to it and then you have to shake it. Now put 2 drops of copper sulfate solution to it and put 10 drops of caustic soda solution in the test tube. Shake the test tube well and allow the test tube stand for few minutes. If violet color change takes place, it indicates the presence of proteins in the food item. Repeat the above mentioned procedure in case of different food items. Now what you have to do, the test tubes in which you have taken the food item, you have to add 10 drops of water to it and then you have to shake it. After that, you have to put 2 drops of copper sulfate solution to that test tube and 10 drops of caustic soda solution to that test tube. You have to shake that test tube well and allow it to stand for few minutes. And after some time, if violet color change takes place, it means proteins are present in that food item. So in this way you can test the presence of proteins in a given food item. Okay. Now next topic is fats. Fats are also energy giving food. They provide more energy as compared to carbohydrates. Sometimes when we are short of carbohydrates, our body uses the fat stored under the skin of our body to maintain the supply of energy. That is why fats are called secondary sources of energy. This stored fat also keeps our body warm and act as an insulator. Eating too much fat-rich food is not good for us as it leads to obesity. This makes our blood vessels narrower, which causes high blood pressure and the problems related to heart. Fats are energy giving foods. They provide more energy as compared with carbohydrates. We know that carbohydrates provide energy. Fats also provide energy and they provide more energy than carbohydrates. But sometimes when we are short of carbohydrates, means we have low amount of carbohydrate in our diet, then our body uses the fat stored under our skin to maintain the supply of energy, because our body needs energy for doing work. And if we have short of carbohydrates, then this fat present in the under the skin of our body, this helps and supplies the energy to our body. That is why they are also called secondary source of energy. The first source of energy is carbohydrates, primary source. But in absence of carbohydrates, fats are used for producing energy, giving energy. These are secondary source of energy. Okay, they keep our body warm and they act as insulator. But eating too much fat-rich food is not good. It leads to obesity. Okay, it makes us fat. and it leads to narrower blood vessels. Okay, and these narrow blood vessels can cause high BP problems, and this may result in heart problems, heart troubles. Okay, now sources of fats. Fats can be obtained from both plants and animals. Plant sources: groundnut oil, sunflower oil, mustard oil, coconut oil, other vegetable oils, almonds, cashew nuts are some of the good sources of fats. And some animal sources: meat, fish, egg, milk, butter, cheese, cream, ghee, etc. are good sources of animal fats. Okay, so these are plant sources of fats and these are animal sources of fats. Students, that's all for today. Revise the whole chapter again. Thank you and have a nice day.